rating room, but there you go. That's how it all breaks down here on Erangel. Sometimes it's quite violent, but we do have a northwest circle over towards ruins, which is unoccupied at the moment. Papa Supermassive, they might have just stamped their ticket out. We do have an interview coming up very shortly, and I believe that it will be with 𝐼𝐞𝐸 from Inner Circle to get a little bit of an insight.
I'm sorry, guys. The internet was so bad. I had to restart everything, bro. I had to restart everything. The internet was so bad.
Welcome to a quick report with the 7WG. I'm here joined by Funland from Inner Circle, putting up 1100 damage, and with that performance, pushing yourself up to first place. I want to know, you guys made an adjustment in Rondo in regards to the solo player with the 3-1 split. You made sure T24 went further away. What led to that decision?
We just went to Nukes so we can take some kills, and even if we die, T24
we are back, guys. We're back,
and we will loot and belly and just rotate, and then zone favor.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having bad internet. That's why I'm going off. And the stream is laggy. I actually start everything.
As I mentioned
I was really mad, bro.
What can you do to keep this momentum going and
I was
yourself
really going mad.
We are very confident now. We will just try to play good and continue this momentum, so we can qualify for grand finals.
Inshallah, you'll be.
All right, please like the stream, guys. Like the stream, everybody. Let's go.
Performing too. Everybody's performing. Let's see how Inner Circle can continue on the last day of Last Chance.
Guys, like the stream, guys. Let's get everybody back to the stream, please. Sorry, guys.
Ooh, okay, well.
Honestly, bro, I was so angry. Like the internet was just so bad.
I mean, going in towards the final circles, they only have.
But now I think we're back, guys. We're back. Please like the stream, everybody.
And they were able to rack up so many from
like
those
the stream,
final
guys.
Really masterfully played.
Everybody, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Until that point, holding their position well. But now they're on the Millie Island.
Let's go, everybody.
Transition north. So get that loot on board. Get trucking, because your destiny's just across that bridge.
Please like the stream, guys. Everybody chat, like the stream. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Side, no one really challenging.
We're back, guys. We're back.
So an easy approach over towards the northwest. 𝐿𝐸 are holding Western Bridge though, so a little bit interesting there.
Please like the stream, everybody. Let's go. Let's go.
7th place, I believe it was, they're showing on day 1, so it's a really big jump up after one game. Then again, I think it was roughly 27 points they got off that match, so fairly gigantic amount of points they're able to accrue. 𝐷𝐸𝐸, a little bit of damage still on their side, but should be easily healed up. Don't really have any teams around them at the moment.
All right, please like the stream, guys. Everybody, let's go.
We'll see how it plays out.
Wait, let me get some water, Isa. Let me get some water.
Because typically on these
get some water.
sorts of circles, and we head over towards ruins, your fields, Everest, teams do want to take splits. I think it's a frustrating one, because I think when you watch 𝐷𝐸𝐸 and they take their splits and it goes well, everyone at home is clapping. Everyone's, wow, 𝐷𝐸𝐸, well done, well done. And we're all like, well done, nice split, nice split. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm always looking at them and being like, I don't know. Is this too greedy? It feels a little bit greedy to me. And then it works out. But then there's those clear moments where they'll do it again, and it's wrong. It's the wrong play. I think that because they are so
all right, please like the stream, guys,
and make some of these splits work out. I worry if they do make it in top 2, go to the grand finals, those splits are going to get punished so much, John.
I mean, just getting there in the first place already is going to be a monumental achievement, right? In the grand finals, the minimum prize you can earn is $25,000 in that 16th place. And if you get through from last chance, you're earning 10 or 9,500, depending on if you're first or second. So already, you're nearly tripling your money, not to mention what you will have earned from Gauntlet, from group stage as well. So having a good time just getting there. But you're right, getting further in, that's even more money, right? Because the jumps do start to get pretty big. Obviously, that grand prize of $500,000 for first place in those grand finals. But we'll see. We'll see if that's something that is being purely utilized for this lobby as well, right? It could be a case of, well, we know we can't do it later, but in order to maximize this opportunity, because you need top 2, right? We're going to go for it and see what we can get done. I see right now Inner Circle looking to take eyes over towards Gen G, who are guarding them out.
Inner Circle is on the first table. What the hell?
They should be getting a move on.
I mean, they won the first game. I guess they won the first game.
Completely knows what's going on here.
No, that's crazy. How did they get that?
You know, I think Gen G can sit here for quite a while, honestly. I don't think there's any reason for them to push out over towards the north side. They're in the circle. They may as well hold. I think for Inner Circle right now is more of a case of trying to pick up as many meds as possible, because I think they're going to be in the blue for a little bit of time. Honestly, if I was them, I'd probably just shift over towards the eastern side and try and make that rotate. I can't imagine that's too difficult. For the Boars, they're probably not looking to hold on the eastern bridge, and I don't think they saw a lot of shoots down towards 𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐸𝐻 anyway. So yeah, I think this is definitely the right choice for them to try and shift over towards the eastern side. For Gen G, don't give them anything. And with that circle, yeah, the decision to push east makes all the more sense, because now Gen G can sit here forever.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's definitely going to help that decision out. You're right. But the Boars, maybe? No, they're not going to be guarding that bridge, surely. Inner Circle. Oh, hang on a minute. They've turned around. Blank. They're moving back west. In the meantime, though, everybody who moved over to the 𝐞𝐤𝐸𝐻 fields is moving back down towards the south, to the hills to the southwest of 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐸, to the mouth of Quarry on that southwest side. Oh, beg your pardon. Getting a little bit choked up. No, I'm not. We're going down to the ridge that sits on the south of it, just north of Gen G as well. And the buildings that sit all in between. It is a little bit messy. They're going to go for it. Black, they did turn around. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐻, and straight through the blockade. He's going to get taken down. That is a bad feeling. Decisions being a little bit uncertain on the south side.
By South Africans, though, we couldn't make it to the tables at all, bro. We couldn't make it to the tables.
Two guys. Don't need to make that play.
We couldn't make that
categorically bad maneuver.
I found out.
Like what's the upside here? Do you get it? You get one player across, you don't get shot out. You shouldn't. You also have to get all three of your players across. You get one player across, it's free. You can get a compound on the south side. You try and take that one on the south side of the
enemies are hiding, bro.
You could have got that anyway just by shifting over towards the east side. Now that Gen G sees a player is down from Inner Circle, they're like, oh, we're free and clear. They're going to Eastern Bridge. Now we can make our move. So now that's taken. This crossing over towards the east would have been fine. In fact, he was closer to you. I think there's some very weird mistakes happening right now in Last Chance. Some really weird mistakes, and it's annoying me. It is annoying me.
Well, I mean, maybe it's the nerves. Maybe it's the knowledge that you have to go big to stay up in towards the top two, right? For Inner Circle, maybe they thought, oh,
you can't. Don't give him any excuses. No. There's no excuses for that. No excuses. No excuses.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, fair enough. Okay, right. I take it all back. They're so bad. I agree with you, Blank. You know, that you said that they were so bad, you know.
Yes, I did. And I'm upset by that. They're in first place. You don't need to go big right now. You just need to get casual points.
Let's get last, guys.
Oh, dear. Is there any other teams you'd like to unload on about?
No. But because that was a bad play. I've not seen any of the bad plays that I need to unload upon right now.
Wait, DJ and Inferno is down. What the hell?
Great fun.
No way.
On the western side,
no way.
They wouldn't have been to the top two anyway, as you'll see. They were.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. How this guy dropped?
One behind, of course, Team Flash.
How did he drop?
But again, they are back in that. They are back still, rather, in that conversation. It's a question of getting through Influence Rage because teams still looking to keep this one rolling. The south side a little bit harder to play now. Teams moving into the hills south of 𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐻. I mean, that's kind of the major feature. The hills that stretch down to the southwest of 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐸, some of the buildings there, trying to find those compounds. It's going to be difficult. Some of the chopsticks may be occupied in just a moment too.
It's a rough circle.
Nice.
It's very, very rough circle for everyone. I like Alliance's move, nice and early. Over towards the center. We're able to find themselves a knock over there towards 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐸𝐻. That's over towards the western side of the circle right now. I think Weber can control this. They'll do absolutely fine. They have a lot of options going over towards that eastern side. Kind of like 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐻's rotate. They managed to wrap all the way down and then back up again through the fields. This is actually a nice play from 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐻. I like that a lot.
All right, we'll have to wait and see if it's going to pay off for them. Inner Circle, actually, by the way, slamming in from the east side, get past Boars, Team Flash, Gen G, and now they're onto the hill in the center of this one. So even with 3 players, they still managed to find themselves a pretty solid spot here, all things considered, playing up on the ridge lines that overlook the fields to the southwest of Pubg, to the north of Ferry Pier.
Man, honestly, bro. AC might literally get to the top table. Like, they can literally hold it.
I think, okay, yeah.
Because winning the first game is what's it called? Wait, what?
Out of them.
Why would you like that like that, bro?
Crossfire sight lines and Arc Red. I mean, third partying just not enough here in last chance stages. They are having a tough time of it.
𝐸𝐸red's a good team. 𝐸𝐸red is a good team. I'll stand by
bro,
that.
What the hell?
A good team.
Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Thanks for joining, man.
In terms of playmaking potential, they don't have it.
Please like the stream, guys.
It's almost funny because a lot of the big moments from 𝐸𝐸red have come off the back of another team trying to make a play and then them ruining that play by being quick. They are very opportunistic. I think that's a really good quality in any team, to be able to quickly analyze and identify where there is value to be found on the map. But what 𝐸𝐸red don't do is they don't make plays. They don't make plays very often. And I think that could change. But I think the future is very bright for that team. And Uzbekistan coming into the region in a big way now, I think that they have a bright future ahead of them. Honestly, just getting to the last chance here, I do think they've got a bright future ahead of them. They need to solve some of their problems, be a little bit more proactive in the
circle. They don't give us visa.
Good. I think
now the visa they give us problem, guy. We don't do our best.
Elsewhere, but
me, Oduwaya, DMS, and me, we are going together. DMS, Oduwaya. We have tried our best. Visa is still on hold, bro. We don't get visa. They don't give us the visa for the Thailand. So
as we said before, you know, we'll criticize.
I never know where to go, sir.
Of the plays that these teams make, they're trying
I never know where to go, sir.
The best teams in the world.
Guys, please like the stream, guys.
Sometimes it's just not going to work out, not going to go your way, and even getting to this point is a monumental achievement for everybody here. They are deserving of all the reverence that they are receiving, I'm sure. At least I hope, from their fans, from their home team. Support as well. 𝐸𝐸red diverting one of the players that remains from 90 Global.
Yo, what's up, bro? Jay, what's up, riding, man?
Having a very tough time.
Please like the stream.
West and 𝐸𝐸red have the middle spot again.
And for 90 Global, it's sort of interesting. I think they were in the... They got sort of placed in the wrong house, right? If we're going by Harry Potter, where they got placed in Group Green, because it was such an aggressive lobby, but they were much more of a Group Red type of team, in my opinion, where they make these wide ramps, they play more chess, but it was so aggressive.
And I'm good, right?
Group Green.
Please like the stream, guys.
They really did, in terms of their rotates. Here, the teams are very much willing to make smart rotations, and 9ZG is struggling to find those entryways, which they found so often in the past. 𝐿𝐸𝐸 is very lucky. He keeps taking shit down. This should finish the job.
Wow.
Pretty sure.
Man, didn't they keep coming like, what the hell?
That'll do it. Loops are down, and they are starting to slip now, Blank. The Brazilians not having the best of time, but Influence Rage may be able to keep the banner flying over on the western side right now.
Bro, that is crazy.
They still are in with a chance. They've got a compound, one of the few solid spots, but kind of crashable for me if I'm looking at a team like Weibo, although the question is, do they want to at this stage? And actually with Gen G bearing down upon them, the Boars also pushing in. I think Weibo have bigger fish to fry right now. 𝐸𝐸red holding the first. We'll go for the flush as well. Weibo diverting Gen G, but they're going to slam straight in for the rest of the fight. Spray downs look good. 𝐸𝐸red is down and actually flushed away. Gen G.
Oh!
Run around here, but 33Z with a lineup.
Oh my god,
putting them in the blender. They are not to play the rest of this match. They'll get the res and play on
that
the
is crazy.
They're challenging. Team Flash making their move as well, up towards Inner Circle, who've been on this position for a while. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 split apart from the rest, and now Inner Circle playing just as one. A nice run up for Team Flash to claim their spot back, potentially, because it is still all to play for.
Man, Inner Circle remain one guy, bro.
It's an awkward position on the map to be playing 2 for T24, so open. You got this small...
This might be this is PMGC, bro.
Essentially.
Last match, I mean, last chance.
But I think that
PMGC last chance, bro.
The next couple of stages. Got a lot of this fielded area on the north side. We still have chopsticks in, like we were talking about earlier with 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 holding that one. Influence rate.
My IDs in my bio, bro.
Northwest. Question of how
Guess
long
my
it
ID from
takes
my
in.
bio.
These ghouls out of the fields though, fighting versus the Flash. Attempts to step up, but there is a shot there from along the way. The Flash continues to corral.
Wait, what? What be this again?
Ghouls into position.
Hey, Chris?
Known having the rescue mission sent his way, but 𝐸𝐸𝐸 steps into the firing line, and they will
Oh my
tear them to
god.
shreds. The ghouls having a tough time here out in the open. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 sending for the 4 wins now, and Team Flash happy to pick up these points. They've started to rack them up now. Blank, Alter Ego, sure they're in a center position. They've got some points. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 are chasing though. And Team Flash as well, up towards the northern side. And it's going to be both of the 2 teams on the outside there having to move. Team Flash and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 are chasing squads. Looking to move things aside.
Man, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 need 1 win, guys. 𝐸𝐸𝐸, they need 1 win.
T24, I mean, he's being spotted. He's being shot at.
What is going on? Am I lagging?
Now,
is there a lag?
but with the 1 point they've earned, it's not the greatest of finishes. But is he going to get into a building?
Is there a lag or what?
Oh no, not quite close enough.
Which
Has
one?
to go a little bit further afield. Yeah. He's going to have Arcred to contend with. I thought that was empty. I'm blind completely. I didn't realize Arcred was sat on top of the roof.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think T24, like I said, is going to go down the next couple of stages. Very difficult to play as solo from this position. There really isn't many areas to play. And honestly,
Let's go, guys. Please like the stream.
These shacks, which are usually designated for like 1 player, teams are wanting them. Teams are wanting them. Boar's looking a lot better than recently. I think a lot of weight's off their shoulders, which is allowing them to play at a much higher potential, funnily enough.
Kind of letting them go, you know, a little bit off the leash. And this is, again, a team that we were really not expecting a lot from. I've given them a lot of flack over the course of this one, but they have found some cheeky little engagements. I mean, they're not a qualifying team. I think it's still safe to say, but they've exceeded my expectations. And for that, I'm happy. Let's see if they can go toe-to-toe with Team Flash, though. Let's get knocked.
No way.
Flushed away, so Team Flash now on 2 players alive, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 is on the swivel.
What?
They're going to exceed my expectations once more, because Team Flash having a bit of a nightmare here. Just the 1 player left standing, and Bose is on low HP as well. Really struggling from up on high, needs to connect, look for the spray downs. Alter Ego not getting stuck in either. They're busy fending off the south.
Oh my god, the ice is out, bro. At least they tried, bro.
Suffering against Alliance.
I mean, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 just crashed Alliance. Kind of respect this maneuver from them, to be honest. This is so much more aggressive than we've seen 𝐸𝐸𝐸 in the past. Up to 7 elims.
Wait, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 is on 70 points. Bro, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 needs to get one thing, bro. They need 1 win. 𝐸𝐸𝐸, they need 1 win.
Having a big batter
They can have 1 win like this.
Home run. Try and get themselves into.
They will jump them the top table.
As soon as you
Please,
make
guys,
that
like the stream.
maneuver, you could have played a lot slower, just like Inner Circle, but they don't. They make this weird maneuver on the Western Bridge. I did not like it at all. But for 𝐸𝐸𝐸, I respect it. I really do respect it.
With 3 players alive, 7 elims as well. Let's hope they don't overpeak their angles again. That's the last player from the Burmese Ghouls going down. That yesterday games looked pretty good for them. Influence Rage. Trying to move through Alter Ego. Alva able to find one. No, they're going to take Alva down, but Influence Rage get torn apart by 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 on the inside law. Finally able to get the jump shot, and actually it's now down to just Snape. The knocks are coming through thick and fast. And Law will be able to pick up these flushes. Alter Ego put down to 𝐷𝐸. Will be playing on us too. The Boars are going to rock in from the eastern side as Team Flash, I believe they are eliminated on the eastern side. And the Molotov in from Law might just burn Alter Ego out of position. Cause some problems, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 here to play. The revenge of the bottom of the tables.
Yeah, everyone's points on this one. Alva crawling over towards his teammate, but that nade is on target. Kevin will take it down.
Nade, bro.
At least Alter Ego were able to get some points this game. We weren't able to quite track their rotation perfectly because we were more concerned over towards 𝐸𝐸𝐸, who have now removed Alliance from that position, playing as a 3 in one of the big buildings available. 𝐸𝐸𝐸, though, continues strong. I think, again, a lot of our teams towards the bottom of the lobby, the weights are off. You know, we've dropped them like Rock Lee. And we are just going for it because it does
bro,
feel
I
like
send you a friend request. Okay, I'm gonna check it, bro.
Looks like 𝐸𝐸𝐸 have called in a favor of the circle. to keep them in on the southeast side here. Other teams are going to have to move in towards the Falcons from the northeast edge. They're closest to it, but the Wolves are really making their lives hard. With Doran still across the way, that's going to control them for a while, but he's on the far side of the circle, likely going to have to move. 𝐸𝐸 unwillingly sharing this compound with 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻. Water does get rezzed. Another nade on in. Maybe that's just smoke. Maybe a Molotov, actually. No, okay, it does pop some damage there. Didn't quite see the cook on that. Order getting the healing on board. 𝐸𝐸𝐻 can't really afford to step too close to this one.
Yeah, I think it was a sticky bomb that you sent in there.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
But 80 limbs for 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻. Again, if they are able to push further, I think that does sit them over towards first place, John. If they can get like a third or a second. 𝐷𝐷𝐸𝐴 did push very far in this game with their 8 limbs. That's me. 𝐷𝐸𝐻𝐻 just runs them all down. 𝐷𝐸𝐻𝐻 is kind of insane. And we haven't had much good to say about the boars, but 𝐷𝐸𝐻𝐻 is just a ridiculously good player.
Bro, 𝐻5K is so powerful, bro.
Looking over towards 𝐸𝐸𝐻, and they get immediately
𝐻5K.
5th place. I don't think that's enough. It might push them to top 2, but we'll wait and see. It is fierce. It is fierce towards that top 3 at the moment.
We called it on the tower graphic on the right-hand side. It's a dead heat right now between 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 and Inner Circle. The tiebreaker, though, won by Inner Circle. So it's still just outside, but currently it's a 3-way tie, including 𝐷𝐸𝐻𝐻, actually. With
1-1
points. First,
𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐻
second, and third right now.
Guys like the stream.
Flash, obviously drawing short. Burmese out of the running. At the moment, the next closest team is the Wolves to try and jump on up. And they're quite a hefty chunk behind. The Falcons just behind them as well. 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐻 and 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐻 further still. 𝐶𝐬𝐻 lands a shot over towards Doran. Falcons have been trying to move forwards for a while now. They have managed to get into the next circle. But the Wolves are struggling to find these shots because 𝐾𝐲𝐶 is down next.
If you're the Falcons, you're starting to... I'd start throwing smokes and start rotating over. You've got 2 knocks there. Now's the time to push. Clear out the Wolves. Slight delay on this one, in my opinion, but a great shot from 𝐷𝐷𝐻𝐻 from the front line there. That should be the Wolves done.
Woo!
Should be going down, but they've got a little bit of tenacity still in them.
What the...
Bro. That is a lot of nades, and they are going to land on target there. The backline's now the only thing for Wolves that is still alive, and the Falcons want to add to their elim tally. 𝐸𝐸𝐻 on 10 elims right now.
What is that?
Going. Doran down, and the Falcons
what is that, bro?
Keep for the time being. They have expended a lot of nades, but that
Wolf is dead.
In very quickly. Look at that. Immediately.
Who's gonna win this game, bro?
More.
Either 𝐸𝐻𝐻 or Falcon. Either 𝐸𝐻𝐻 or Falcon. Either 𝐸𝐻𝐻 or Falcon. One of them will win. Either 𝐸𝐻𝐻 or Falcon.
They really would have done. I think they gave their all. They already fought Alliance.
Either 𝐸𝐻𝐻 or Falcon. Because those guys,
great play from 𝐸𝐻𝐻 to drop all the smokes. But they were able to pick up a strong spot here. And 𝐸𝐻𝐻 actually might get a win off the back of this. They might do. And how crunched they get between.
Hello? Hein?
Nearly.
Gasabi.
Knock over towards
6,000.
𝐸𝐻𝐻 also turning the majority of their attention towards 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐻.
Shorty there.
Making moves and a little bit too late still.
Okay.
And it's just
they come.
for them. But
guys, I'm coming.
it's a bit of glory under the belt if you can find it. Ragnarok out in the open. Ooh, he's a bad boy, not quite spotting it. The Falcons need to move in too.
Well, I think the setup from the Falcons is good so far. They're trying to deny sightlines from 𝐸𝐻𝐻 over towards them. And when 𝐸𝐻𝐻 needs to start moving out, they want to make sure they have the line down from the south side so they can shoot them as they move out from those buildings. And the Falcons don't really want to have to take this fight with 𝐸𝐸𝐻. They'd rather 𝐸𝐻𝐻 took those shots and they steal away the points. It's like they don't have too much ammo on board either, John. Finally, making this push out toward the hay bales. That is a dangerous crossing. All the players inside the vehicle likely to lose at least one, but this is a haymaker of a crash.
Ooh, Alpha's going to be able to win the challenge.
All right, who's going to win this shit, bro?
No, surely not.
Whoa! No way! 3 knock.
Not until the very, very end.
3 knock.
Get his own elimination there. That is unfortunate as the
3 knock. What the hell?
Vallo now on the backstop, the only player for the Falcons alive. 𝐸𝐻𝐻 need to move out into the field, and they do just that.
Man, Ak is gonna win this game because, bro, down to 2 or down to 1. There's no way.
Outside of the zone, Navallo at the open.
There's no way, bro. They hack. I knew it.
Doesn't go their way.
Either the Falcon or the hack. They will get it.
Take things into control towards the very end.
I just knew one of them would get it, bro.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred a 2-2 spreading the vehicles potentially, but you know, hindsight is 2020 there. Tough approach. But a pretty good close down there from Ralph. Sad that the vehicle explodes up in his face. If that doesn't happen, it's a full reset on the team. It really is an unfortunate moment for him. He had to start running away a lot sooner. And again, it is just these tiny little micro maneuvers which are losing teams games. I think that you can't really blame Ralph too much there. I think that's the best we've seen him in a clutch all last chance.
Guys, like the stream, guys.
Oh, I've got to win this fight. And then you're not really thinking in the back of your head, I've got to get away from the vehicle.
Yeah, it's really, really tough, especially when 𝐸𝐸 are still taking shots out. You're more concerned about your teammates. The Falcons, I mean, it was a good try.
Hello?
It was a good try, but we just couldn't.
Mo ti gbàgbé tó bá ti dé ìwé dàpọ̀ mọ̀ wá ń ta sọ fún kó dúró dé mi kó ra epo díẹ̀ sí epo yẹn. Mo ní tó bá ti dé jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n kó lè rè epo dé ó fẹ́ ra petrol sí epo yẹn ṣó tiẹ̀. Àṣìbí iṣẹ́ ò tí dé níbo ló wà? Where are you? Guys, like the stream, guys.
Yeah, and it's 𝐸𝐸 who pulled out the chicken.
Now you can't 1v1 right now, bro.
End game was just wild, Max, man.
You can't 1v1 right now because you're watching PMGC, so I can't even play 1v1.
It just got a bit messy, really. I don't know what to add onto this. I get the idea of Falcons trying to go onto that fight to take the angles away from 𝐸𝐸𝐸. The thing is, you're not even in a great position in the circle itself if you win that fight. And the rotations early game were great, and they're keeping 4 players alive until the very late game, that was one of the big points of improvement I wanted to see coming out from this team. But that late game push, I think going for 𝐸𝐸𝐸 here, 𝐸𝐸𝐸, was maybe not the right option. I think there was another fight that you're thinking they could have taken earlier on this match.
Yeah, I think that the way they played this, going for 𝐸𝐸𝐸 was the only way they could have played it. However, I want to go back ever so slightly and go, when 𝐸𝐸𝐸 were fighting Weibo and Alliance, I think Falcons should have third-partied that. That would have been a completely better option, because then you have actual control of that compound.
Please like the stream, guys.
You're the one in control of the zone. You're the one in control of 𝐸𝐸𝐸 as well, who had the field. So for me, I would have much preferred a full send onto a third-party position on that compound.
Yeah, I mean, especially the thing is, because you do not fight 𝐸𝐸𝐸 in that compound, guess what? Bad boy, he can play the roof angle, which, you know, in a field finish, when you have that high ground elevation, you can't escape the eye of Sauron in this lobby, and Bad Boy just got so much free information and even some off angles at the end around the trees west of the circle. So 𝐸𝐸𝐸, Uzbekistan looking really good, starting off the day in 13th position. I wonder how high that's going to push them here, 𝐸𝐸𝐸.
Yeah, it's going to definitely push them up a little bit. They've still got a long road left to go here. And the trial is only going to get tougher, because as we start dwindling down here in the last day, teams are going to be just that much more desperate. This hot drop, though, Max, man. Did we see this hot drop coming? I mean, hospital of all places?
Yeah, he was trying to be Sook. And he's trying, though, talking about a bad play there. In a circle. They knew 𝐠𝐺𝐸 were there. They scouted them. And they still send it. I mean, good on 𝐠𝐺𝐸, because I feel like that was a good idea to defend it, because you're clearing your back while trying to transition in the later stage of the game. But in a circle, why delay that Eastern Bridge rotate? That one did confuse me quite a bit.
I think they were trying to pull a bluff and kind of go, listen, 𝐠𝐺𝐸 definitely not going to be here. The zone's pushing them away now, and unfortunately that was just wrong, right? But yeah, they should have taken the Eastern Bridge. We saw, the Eastern Bridge. We saw them do that in the end, and they survived a lot longer for it. So yeah, that would have been the better play, just to go for that and full send that. But you know, again, just at least they only lose one, right? And they get further ahead in the game. So
wow, what the hell?
Too much of a bad game for them here.
So looking at this final fight, we did have 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 popping off. I think he got a double nade at one point. A great play on that southern edge fight. but unfortunately does get overwhelmed at the end. But yes, 𝐞𝐥𝐸, the French, always happy to see the French perform. We've got Narvalo, and of course now we do have 𝐞𝐥𝐸 on board for
W hacking in the chat, bro.
a decent amount of points on Rondo, so
They really
that
tried.
also could push them up significantly in the rankings, as we have the map recap here, seeing some of our top 4 team rotating around the battlegrounds. And you can see, based on where the circle went, Pubg, Falcons, they don't drop too far away. They go right into chopsticks, and they have an easy transition point. But they love this 2-2 split, 𝐞𝐥𝐸. I swear they've done it for like the past 2 years now. They love this.
They really do, don't they? And honestly, it gives them so much info heading into the mid phase of the game. So I actually really like that, as long as they don't lose players, right? But we will see them kind of keep off to themselves. Same for 𝐸𝐸. 𝐸𝐸 had that one half of the compound for a very long time, just really chilling there, able to keep their info, keep their utilities as well till the end game. I also really liked what we saw here from Falcons. They move up onto this little bit of high ground. It's very similar to what we saw from them in one of the games on the group stage, where they were able to really have a dominating game based off of that high ground, that rolling hill. So I'm really glad they remembered that and utilized that again here, because again, it gets them 10 points on the board, and with how close the leaderboard is, that 10 points is looking really good for them.
Every point counts here at this point. Chopsticks field finish is always going to be so difficult, so I'm not surprised we saw so many teams just get eliminated right there towards the end. And man, it's so wild to see just how things are shaking out here. We still got 2 more
19 points. They got 19 points. Hello, you call me?
𝐿𝐴𝐸, they put up 11.
Yeah, you are calling me.
Here, they're putting up some consistent points, but
No. They're switching on me.
Mistakes that we're seeing out there. By the way,
Like visual FG.
with those crazy shots on the Gen G,
Huh?
that got me so hyped.
Yeah, I was like, no way, 33Z's popping up. It's so good to see. Like, of course, when you look at this team, you're expecting 𝐸𝐸 and you're expecting Order to be up there, but Hero and 33Z really coming in their own this season, it seems like, right, 𝐿𝐴𝐸? They're really performing, bringing points on board. Genuinely so happy for them. Though, looking at the lower side of these rankings, I feel bad for one team, and that's 𝐿𝐴𝐸. Man, they were going for Crash onto Wolves, and they had 3 teams shooting back at them. They had 𝐿𝐴𝐸, Burmese Ghouls, and the Wolves. I mean, you're taking a 1v3 at that point. What do you expect? It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's the power of the field finishes, right? There's no angle from which you can hide. So unfortunate indeed, especially when you're going up against Bad Boy here, the MVP. Up on top of that roof, that compound is just so good for those roof angles, and you're able to just take so much advantage over those field finishes. So GG to Bad Boy, able to get up 6 eliminations here, 𝐿𝐴𝐸.
Yes, indeed. I mean, 𝐸𝐸 putting up some points. How close is the top looking, though, right now? It's looking pretty close.
What the hell?
Close.
74, 74, 74.
And the reason why
What
C's
the?
in second is because they got 1 chicken dinner. A's in first because they got 2.
74, 74, 74, 68.
Right behind him, and that's a
Bro!
flash pretty
Where's the hack?
close. We are
But Ek is on the
seeing a
9th.
good solid gap though between 4th and 5th.
Man, that was crazy, bro. That was a crazy game from this
the
guy.
13-point gap between 4th and 5th is you got again that little bit of a cushion being built up. But I am fuming. This is so rough to watch, 𝐿𝐴𝐸, because I had 5 teams that I was like, I think are favorites when it comes to making it in top 2, and I would like to see them make it. And that's Ultra Ego, Inner Circle, 𝐿𝐴𝐸, Flash, and Wolves. And 4 of them are in the top 4. This is going to be a hard... And 4 of them are in the top 4. This is going to be a heartbreaking finish, man. That last Miramar, I'm going to be crying.
Yeah, it's always heartbreaking when you've only got 2 going through, and when all of them are doing so well, as you said, the top 4 out of 5, right? And they're all so close. You've got the top 3 in a tie right now. Like, all of these teams deserve to go through to finals. We have to choose 2, and it's going to be so difficult to make that choice.
Oh man, when it comes to the Wolves, Max, they are currently 21 points behind that 2nd place spot. I mean, with how these top teams are playing, it's getting about that do or die point, at least in my mind, right? What do you feel the Wolves specifically need to do different in this next 𝐸𝐸, considering they're so far behind?
So before I answer your question, because very good question, Ragnarok got 6 elims with just under 200 damage. Stealing.
What?
That's crazy.
Stealing.
That's crazy.
In the game, he was stealing all the elims. But no, for Wolves, I'm really happy to bring it up. I feel like they're going for these kind of desperate positions. In this game in particular, in the field finish, they went for these sheds very early on, which they're not bad late game, right? If you don't have too many options. But here in 𝐿𝐴𝐸, they went for them mid game. And that really locks you out of late-stage rotational potential because your cars are going to be spotted from like a mile away.
Me,
You're
need
gonna pop the
catch
wheels
that.
on the buggies, on the
You're
buses,
feeling
whatever
one,
vehicle you
and-
have, and you're not going to be able to
Like-
leave it. I think that it would have been better
Hello,
to
woman
try
now.
and fight off for POI, like a
Don't
compound
transfer it.
or that
Yes.
hilltop to the west, or even
Is
maybe
it
to
transfer?
the east. That would have maybe
Yes.
allowed them to make it into a top 3 podium finish, but here I think they just went for a desperate position that, as we see, didn't really reward them with a lot of survival time.
I agree. I always hate when we see those
What's it
plays
gonna
being
do?
made in the mid game because
You
it
can
feels
send it.
desperate and it feels like.
I thought
you're
you said
almost-
cash. I don't have
Now,
cash
I'm gonna
on
be
me.
harsh here. It almost feels like you're giving up the game very, very early on because once you're there, you're stuck there for the rest of the game. It's very few chances you're actually going to get through there. So, I
All right,
don't
please
want to
like
see
this
that
stream,
again. We've
guys.
got two
Aye,
more
again, what's
angles.
up?
Come on, we can do better than that. Wolves are far better than what that game showed us. So I need
What's
to
the-
see a bit more from them, Jukes.
I'm telling you, though,
Yeah,
military.
I'm sending. Bueno.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it. I want
Guys,
to see
10 more
how
minutes to go,
desperation
guys.
Come out because some of these teams need these points so bad. One more Air Gale match. Let's go ahead and take it on over to John Allen and Blake.
Oh, we're getting close. Oh, we're getting so close. 9 out of 12 matches. This is I mean, of course, the outliers of, you know, back-to-back 30-point games, but I mean, I don't think that's ever happened in the history of PUBG Mobile. I don't think we've seen a last 2 matches ascendancy in that sort of fashion before. We've seen comebacks, but they have been sort of over the course of an entire day, not just at the second part of it. So this game, crucial. I think for anyone maybe below 50 points, it's got to be very, very, very difficult to catch up here. And anyone below that metric will really struggle to catch up. And anyone below 40 points, it is just done. There is no way you're making it through. Second place, we're expecting it to be over 100 points, towards 110, could be as high as 120. It's very, very volatile, very variable as to what we'll see at the top of the tables. And at the moment, looks like we haven't got too many teams actually stacking up to that sort of metric. 110 looking more likely, maybe closer to 100.
Yeah, essentially on this match, like if you are around the 45-point mark, you're looking for a chicken dinner, or to be honest with you, what you're looking for is 55 to 60 points. And that might give you a chance to catch up, right? If it seems like Burmese Ghouls, Loops, Influence Rage, Wolves, these teams do have the possibility of making it in, but it does require Alter Ego and Inner Circle, Weibo, Flash to stop doing so well in their matches, because it seems very consistent from all 4 of those squads getting towards a late finish. The Flash is lagging behind a little bit, but it is so close. Like, dead heat between Alter Ego, Inner Circle, Weibo is insane to me. All 3 teams with 74 points. I can't remember which group it was, but we had another group where it might have been Group Red, where it was 3 teams on the same points towards the top side and winning out on tiebreakers. Just insanely close this tournament so far. I feel like a broken record as well, because every single PMGC we get, I'm like, this is the most competitive PMGC we have seen. It seems like we've topped it again.
You know, we just keep getting better, strength to strength, you know. It was very, very close. Yeah, back in Group Red, it was 137 in 3rd place to 136 and 136 for both Team Flash and Weibo Gaming, who right now. On 3rd and 4th place right now as well, which has got to feel like a terrible little flashback. And if you want to see flashback, then they are going to need to break that tiebreaker.
Some bad omens. Some bad omens for some of our squads at the moment. Weibo saying it's very likely going to be a swing over the south side of Stalbert. I pick those positions on the east side of the
it's too
circle.
much, Joseph. Why you make it so?
Yeah, you'd hope it was an eastern bridge. Snake down immediately, and Rosemary gonna test his metal here. But there is some great shots from 𝐿𝐸 off in the distance.
Guys, please like this one, guys.
Rosemary. Now, Krypton has a lot to do here. I like that pre-fire.
Not able to keep things under control. Gonna abandon Rosemary, let him crawl back instead. Alva's into the backup. The nade goes long. And it might just be a resible here. Ratto Boy wants to stop it, but the bounce on the container is looking pretty resible. 𝐿𝐸 trying to launch a nade. Ratto Boy, Vitin, both trying to find it. 𝐿𝐸 are here. Hang on a minute. A third party coming through from the northern shore, all the way from the backlines. And that should allow 𝐷𝐸 to maybe repair the decimating damage that's been sent their way already. Alva desperately picking people up. 𝐿𝐸 very exposed, wants to slow it down, but overexposed to Krypton. And he's able to slice on through it. Rosemary back to his feet. The backup cut away by the third party from 𝐿𝐸. Rosemary re-knock, but Snape severs the connection to that knocker. Will not be able to find the flush. Ratto Boy desperately bringing back 𝐿𝐸 now and loops his dreams. Maybe coming crashing down here. 𝐷𝐸 keep the top spot for now, and they want more. They want to keep it going, but Ratto Boy rages on the inside. Krypton flushed away, and 𝐿𝐸 in for the fight once more. They look to stop a team.
Oh my god, what the hell? Oh no! This is bad.
Down and out. 75 points.
This is bad, bro. They get top party again.
First place.
No.
What a big stand up there for Krypton, but not enough as 𝐿𝐸 swings in from that north
side. Dying so early. That's a bad one, bro.
The reset just could
That's a bad one.
I think if that's a bad. Able to get the full reset, they might have just divulged.
That's a bad one.
Straight down towards the south.
What the hell?
Time now where 𝐷𝐸 right at the beginning of the game gets completely cut out. Starting to wonder if this is potentially targeted.
I mean, 𝐿𝐸 with 3 elims on the hunt for the remnants of loops. For 𝐷𝐸, that's nasty. It felt like 𝐿𝐸 were giving them the little assist. I wonder if Papara Supermassive are aware of this. I mean, starting up towards 𝐸𝐸, by the way, for Papara Supermassive, they may have heard some of this fighting.
Oh, what a game, guys.
But the quiet should spook them now. They'll have seen a squad wipe coming through on their elim feed. They should be aware that this is popping off. I think getting to the circle might be a little bit more of a firm beckon for Papara Supermassive. As we hop over to the east side, though, 𝐸𝐸 very central. Team Flash on quite a big split, lining the east side of the Yasnaya fields right now. And trying to hold out as much as they can. Weibo a little bit further out east towards that mansion split area.
I think it's a reasonable split coming through from the Flash. I think they can contain a lot of this area for the time being. A lot of safe buildings to work with as well. Especially this one here for Tops. The wall around it keeps him pretty fortified. Should have off angles from his team as well to help if anything goes down. But you hope that they would regroup soon. They have got a lot of loot on board starting in Yasnaya. They have a ton of time to grab smokes, nades, everything they might want towards an end game. Weibo do make that cross on South Stalbert. 𝐸𝐸 though finding 𝐿𝐸. 𝐿𝐸 kind of an annoying squad right now for a lot of teams, I imagine. We are nowhere. Also, I will say though for 𝐿𝐸, I really did like that rap, right? Where they saw over towards loops. They did a lot of damage towards loops. They were like, okay, that team is in a struggle bus city. So let's wrap over towards the other side and try and take down the other team that seems to be taking a lot of damage trying to get the reset. So it was a smart move. Hard southeast shift. Goodness me. Ooh. So we're over towards Lumberyard. Boars do have an outpost already set up there. So good foresight on that one from them, trying to take as much area as possible from where they were playing.
Foresight might not be enough though. Need to go for the 5, 6, 7 site. In the end, Redox spotted out in the open. A very wide split for the Falcons. They were hedging their bets on this one, but they do get spotted with one of their players. They'll play on as 3, trying to make their way down south with the rest of them. Team Flash, I mean, picking up a point for Team Flash is good. Every single point matters, and I mean, this is what we were talking about, right? With points denials also being so important. We've seen several be denied over the course of the games here in Last Chance, and over the course of the tournament in general. And it would break a tiebreaker like this, right? It would put 𝐻𝐻𝐻 above Inner Circle or vice versa in scenarios like this, which is exactly why we talk about it being such a viable strategy in these really, really close scenarios.
I'm surprised by 𝐻𝐻𝐻's approach on this one. They actually send hard down towards the southeast. Towards the dead trees. Pick up the compounds that sit around there as well. Bit of a gamble from 𝐻𝐻𝐻 trying to get further into this match. Now Valor gets spun out. We'll have to reverse that bad boy across the grass. 𝐸 may just chase him down. That's Falcons down towards, I think that's 3 players. I think 1 player is very low, or it is just down to... Yeah, just down to 3 players now. They lost Redox.
Yeah, on that rotate down from the south side after playing that large split. 𝐸𝐻𝐻 not wanted to stretch out too far, and I think that's probably sensible given the circle right now. Teams will crunch in around them, and if they get embroiled in a fight for too long, it will get third parties.
Yeah, you want to hold on to the prison spot, especially on the high ground as well. It's a very nice position from 𝐸𝐻𝐻. Maybe they could have got something done there. I say quick flex out, but I think the high percentage play is just to stay there. For the Boars, who are currently at 47 points, they do have a real chance to get up towards the middle of the pack and potentially hunt down some of our top teams. With 𝐷𝐸 already out, it gives slightly more time, right? We add a little bit more to that stopwatch for some of our squads trying to move through towards the top side of the lobby. Ray is just spinning out of control.
Hitting with the Beyblade.
Guys, like this thing, guys.
Trying to make it work. 𝐸𝐸𝐻 on this northwest side. Of course, losing one of their players earlier on to Papara Supermassive. They are still on this north side. Next circle. We're going up towards the prison. Oh, a big feature of the circle. That prison ridgeline that 𝐸𝐻𝐻 hold is a break point for teams moving up towards the north. For Alliance, for Wolves, for Inner Circle, Gen.G, 𝐻𝐻𝐻 as well. It's going to filter teams left and right of it. And I would not be surprised to see a couple of teams trying to put themselves in shackles and send on in there.
Well, that's a last-ditch scenario, right? If you are a solo or a duo, maybe you play prison, but it does become sort of unplayable area. You don't want to end up in there unless you're in zone 7, 8, and it is on top of prison directly. But 𝐻𝐻𝐻, very quick approach back over towards the Pubg, scouting out that area, trying to control the ridge on the western side. I think they understand that they can't get the majority of the area there. So they're just going to sit this one out, it seems, over on the coast. The 𝐸𝐸𝐻 sending in here early is interesting, in my opinion.
Big dogs in the prison yard.
I think they're more prisoners, honestly. just prisoners.
Oh yeah, big dog in the prison yard. Little minuscule terrier on the outside right now. I mean, you rock up there, you're going to have problems, but are you going to rock up there? Well, Loops seem to be scouting it. They go in as well. Loops are going in too. Loops are going in with 𝐸𝐸𝐻. They're going for Loops in a really important position, although to be fair, Loops are 2.
Guys, please like this stream, guys, if you're watching.
Yeah, like I said, as a duo, it makes sense. For 𝐸𝐸𝐻 as a 3, I just don't really get it. Yeah, I think 𝐸𝐸𝐻 is just maybe unconfident in their capability to fight out for position around here, and they just want to survive. It's fair enough. There's a lot of riding on this game. For 𝐸𝐸𝐻 with 38 points, feels unlikely. Maybe they're just wanting to get, 10 points on this match, just keep pumping those numbers. But again, that is hoping that teams towards the top aren't doing well, which right now they wouldn't be wrong.
Getting numbers, that's what this whole thing's about, right? Getting those. You really want a 1 or a 2 next to your name at the end of this one. Those are the only numbers that matter, really. In the end of the day, Wolves playing on the southwest side, close to Alliance. The Wolves, a little bit of a fall off today, but still just about in with a chance. Really at the bottom rung, though, of that ladder, looking to try and climb up on 53 points. It is big games they need for the rest of today to jump up and compete. Unless 𝐼𝐸𝐸 keep going down with single-point games, if Inner Circle and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 do the same, maybe. They don't need quite as much, but the next circle will pop in as well. If we go to a prison finish blank, I feel like I'd absolutely love that, but it would be terrifying for our players. 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 rocking up to 𝐵𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸.
We are closing in on it.
Ooh.
Don't enjoy prison finishes personally, but could be the way forward. I mean, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 do have sightlines down towards it, but again, it's this massive glut of teams down towards the southwest. You all have to journey up there soonish. There's a slight slope they'll have to make their way through. So likely the Alliance, Wolves, Falcons, Inner Circle, in fact, will all need to battle off against one another shortly.
It's going to be a real sparsity, I think, of positions. The south side, that melee that we're looking forward to. 𝐵𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 on the north side. I mean, they're in their compounds. They've got all 4 of their players alive. They can bide their time for a little bit longer. Not so for Alliance. They are one of those teams on the south edge. With Falcons, with Inner Circle, all stacked up around the lumberyard, and everybody looking to try and chop their way out. Falcons getting lit up from both sides, though. This is nasty stuff. The D24 finds the first knock. Alliance not chiming in just yet, but Inner Circle actually going to be pushing up closer with Falak getting into nade range. Alliance will have oversight onto this, and they will take him down. That is nasty news, and Navarro's going to chase it through as well, looking for the knocks. And 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 are here on the eastern side. Blank, they're flexing out from the east edge instead of going for the circle. They want a third party, finding another knock towards Inner Circle. The flush comes on through, and now they're playing with 2 active, 1 down. Inner Circle a little bit too far forwards, but who could have predicted this flex out coming through from Satan on 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸?
So what we've discovered here is that 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 hates Inner Circle for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but they keep running into them, causing a lot of problems right now for Inner Circle down to just 𝐸𝐸𝐸.
Inner Circle we still take the first place, bro. This cannot take him, but if those guys wait though, they lost 2 players, 3 players already. Nah, no way, bro. No way, they lost 2 players already.
Yeah, I think for
this is crazy.
Flash on this western side, and you're right. Yeah, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 and Team Flash definitely now in with a massive opportunity to jump up on these standings with a decent game. It doesn't even need to be massive for getting on up there. But I think the bigger news is maybe for the teams a little bit lower down, right? For teams like 𝐵𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, teams like Influence Rage, Wolves. This is an opportunity to put a dent in the lead that has been earned. If teams start to fall at the top, that is when the middle pack can rise. The rotates starting to come on through. And 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸, I mean, he'd like to go into prison at this point, potentially, but it seems to be a little bit overcrowded.
Yeah, there's quite a few. It is ridiculous the amount of teams that are currently playing in prison. You really don't expect this at this stage of the game, especially with the circle starting to move a little bit further over towards that eastern edge. I want to see some more from the Wolves, though, here out on that southwest side. Can they take down Alliance? Can they deal with the Flash? We'll have to wait and see.
Ooh. Team Flash, knock onto 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸. That's not going to be super resable. As Team Flash likely to look to reposition, but it's going closer to prison. Oh, blank. The shift to the southwest side. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 control the hillsides. Team Flash have the western road. And Wolves as well, looking pretty decent, but the cells beckon our teams towards them. What have they done to deserve such punishment? As Falcons try and fly, live up to their namesake. They send on in. Let's see where they land.
I need to call on my phone.
Well, I mean, you're in last chance, so you get in the prison. It's time. It is time to battle it out. Yep. Out on the gym. Pump some iron. Pump those points. Hopefully. But 8 nades being cooked off in the distance there, by the way. Good nade from 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸. Starts things off strong towards Ragnarok.
PK. Challenge on the inside, 𝐞𝐤𝐬 with the pump action, but he turns the wrong corner. 2 players to face, it's not going to work, but the nade, the answer from Ralph, the IGL, the man of the hour now. Holding down his corner and hops into the cell block. Really wants these points. He's charging forwards for them. Wants to stop the res as well. He knows this is the best situation he's going to get. It's the best 1v1 he'll find. Goes in. Wrong corner, my friend. You missed the guy actually in there. Ralph, you're floundering now. And 2 players on the stairs. They're going to take a chunk out of you. You need to be more careful than that. He misses the point. Was set right in front of him. He pops the wrong corner. Influence Rage are running in as well. Burmese Ghouls are playing the north side of the prison too. And loops are clashing. Brazilian Bonanza here on the inside. But the shack is held down and Influence Rage claim the points. But there's still more to go. 𝐸 now moving in. Blank. Everybody's coming.
It is non-stop. It is non-stop. 𝐸 moving around that top side. Burmese Ghouls here as well. The Falcons, Ralph is blinded by the sunglasses he wears the majority of the time once he's on that stage. Sadly, not able to pick up that point, and now will just remain on the southwest side of prison, tucked away for as long as possible. 𝐸𝐬𝐻 playing it slow. I think 𝐸𝐬𝐻 can start to sweep. Sadly, 𝐞𝐤𝐯 finds 𝐸𝐸𝐶.
That's really nasty, but there is an answer from Hero. Maybe they can keep things under control, keep themselves as 4. I think having 4 on the outside of prison right now is basically a superpower. Moving into this lobby. Team Flash as well, now clashing with Wolves. Nades going back and forth, and actually it's Team Flash who are taking the majority of the casualties here as the nades start to come on through as well. A roll down from 𝐞𝐤𝐯 is good from 𝐸𝐬𝐻. And they look to step up for the challenge. Gen.G starting to falter. They may have ruined Inner Circle's day, but 𝐸𝐬𝐻 all too happy to use them as a springboard to the top of the tables right now. 78 points now earned. And they will look for more to clear out what they can. Team Flash, they're down to 1 in the meantime. Over on the west side hill, the Wolves are winning that fight.
Wolves are doing pretty well. Definitely doing pretty well for themselves. Now looking down towards 𝐿𝐿𝐺𝐿oben. I think for 𝐿𝐿𝐺𝐿oben, this is a hard push versus the Wolves. But nades look to be pretty limited on the side of the Wolves there, which would be fantastic. I think for 𝐿𝐿𝐺𝐿oben, they're probably just going to stick around on that western side. Next circle, I'm thinking it's going to be towards the prison, yeah. So it cuts out a little bit. 𝐸𝐬𝐻 can control a huge amount of area from here, though. They will need to deal with Papra Supermassive soon. Similarly, also Boars on that north side are starting to make that move.
Moving on in, slamming straight past, looking for Burmese Ghouls who are moving up on the high ground here. 𝐸𝐻𝐯 tries to get ahead of it. DPS in hand. Kevin with the challenge. 𝐸𝐻𝐯 turns the wrong way though and gets clocked by 1. Second spray down there, and the off angles from 𝐿𝐺𝐻 are just decimating the Burmese Ghouls approach. 𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐺𝐻 and 𝐿𝐼𝐶 immediately flushed away, and the backlines now the only thing that remain unknown. Wishes he had the necromancy powers on board right now, but 𝐸𝐻 also third-partying. That's what they love to do. We haven't really seen them take that opportunity, but it is getting a little bit nasty. They move down this eastern side. They've been on the prison ridge for so long, but with 2 players on the board, the hard boy, he's got a hell of a task, and he will not be up to it.
Oh, 𝐸𝐬𝐻 is on the top table.
So able to find those shots.
Damn!
𝐸𝐬𝐻 taking it really,
I thought they need to get 1 win, guys. If they can get 1 win, they're gonna be on top.
From Papra Supermassive, and nade goes long. But
yo, what's a nade?
Enough, or is it? It's right on 𝐸𝐸𝐻's feet.
Not going to stop him though. My man's still running, still going, still racking up miles. Needs to get his steps in. 𝐸𝐻𝐯, nade over the top, doesn't land on towards Remix on the north side. They're just biding their time. 𝐿𝐺𝐿oben controlling the mouth of prison right now. 𝐸𝐬𝐻 kind of filling in towards 𝐸𝐻, and with a player down, it may be that 𝐸𝐬𝐻 were able to step through this one effectively. Doran knocked by Alliance on this west side combat. Wolves able to have dispatched the majority of Team Flash, but Alliance able to extract value in the meantime on the west edge.
Flash actually being the ones to take those shots over towards 𝐿𝐺𝐿oben. They were playing inside of prison right now. They're on the western edge, but it's 𝐸𝐬𝐻 to step up. 𝐸𝐻 now fallen behind the buggy.
Bro, 79 points.
Ammo does not seem to be a problem either for 𝐸𝐬𝐻, which is
79
really
points.
especially for that end game where taking a lot of shots down towards the inside of prison.
Oh, 𝐸𝐭𝐫𝐞 moving through the boards. Here to play 12 teams up. And they want to try and make it 11. They will bust it down 1, but 12 teams in zone 6 is crazy. Finally, we lose a second as well as the Wolves are taken out by Alliance. And now this ridgeline for Alliance becomes very, very strong. The transition out to the east side, though, a little bit more dangerous. The high ground not really under control as 𝐸𝐸 continue to rack up these point blank 7 elims. They're distinguishing themselves.
Yeah, pushing ahead, trying to secure that first place spot after match 3 today is a really, really good idea. And I think for 𝐸𝐸, they make the good choice. I mean, sending over towards the Pubg and then seeing that probably so many teams have sent down in towards the prison. We're just going to try and control
is
the
trying
outside
to
edge,
cook this
but
one,
this
bro.
is a winning
They are
play.
trying
This
to
is the
cook
winning
it.
play.
Like,
There's
what
so
the
many
hell?
survival plays inside this lobby.
They are trying to cook this lobby, bro, to the top.
Oh my days, 𝐸𝐸 is just going to have such a good time off the back of this one. They do need to hope this pushes further towards the east, though. But if it ends up centering up, everyone in prison is going down. Like, how do you get out now? If you want to get out of prison, you need to step out into the blue, wrap around the top side. You're locked in. You are absolutely locked in.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, maybe if you've got a buggy in there, there were some vehicles that drove in earlier, you might be able to clamber up, but that's going to be so visible. You're going to be making so much noise. They're just going to be waiting for you to turn over the ridge, and they'll be like, okay, now that's another point for us. Thank you very much. I think point denial in prison is going to be a big factor here, and that's nasty for Influence Rage, right? They are looking to farm as many as they can right now to jump up towards that 75-point boundary. An Inner Circle desperately hoping that they can survive. Team Flash as well, looking to try and keep their lives going. But no one really with a good spot to do it.
I think for 𝐸𝐸, it's a good rotate down towards the south side, by the way. They see that, you know, 𝐿𝐸𝐸 is likely going to be the circle a little bit longer, but this is going to push Alliance out, as well as remaining players from Papa Supermassive, which they already find. This is a very, very good rotate from 𝐸𝐸. And 𝐿𝐸𝐸 is playing so scared that 𝐸𝐸 can take all the time in the world that they want to deal with these teams on this western edge.
They've got so much leeway here, and what a time to find a game like this. It is messy on the inside. Ralph still kicking himself. Well, maybe not, because he didn't realize, but missing the elim on towards 𝐸𝐸𝐞. But now he has to move. He has to get across. And 3 players from 𝐸𝐸𝐞, they know he's here. They're just waiting for him to step out, and that's not even to mention 𝐸𝐸𝐸, who have the high ground as well over this position. 𝐼Q has moved in.
Ice is still alive.
Alliance are chiming in from that high ground as well, over towards 𝐸𝐸𝐞. Ralph.
Ice is still alive, while alive.
So Falcon's out. 𝐸𝐸𝐞 will continue with 3 players. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 with challenges on their ridgeline, who have dropped down a little bit of a level. Jimmy with a little bit of an advantage potentially. Next up coming in 𝐸𝐸𝐸. They're crashing 9ZG. It goes out to the west a little bit, so maybe more dangerous. But 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐿oban now on the cards for 𝐸𝐸𝐸. A bit of a wild crash out, but it seems like it's going to work out for them. A 1-4 trade, though. They're getting torn apart a little bit, going too low for my liking. And another knock. 2 of them are down against 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐿oban.
That's where Order really needs to step up. If he can keep his team up at 4, it's a huge
Nice.
deal. Nade flies towards the position. Now 33Z is going to get a
Nade.
move over towards that north side to help his team. 𝐸𝐸's probably going to bleed now, and he's running down. It's not happening. It is not happening. A little bit greedy on this 3-1 split. I think they need to back off a little bit sooner. And it's going to be a reset here for 9ZG.
In the meantime, Alliance moving through on the hilltop, moving through 𝐸𝐸𝐸's defense. They've been on this ridge for a long time. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 with only 3 elims. Alliance have been blowing them away.
Bro, what the game, guys? Please like the stream, everybody.
Getting run down. I mean, they went for that crash. They crashed into 9ZG, and they didn't need to. You said they could bide their time, and it's all come down around their ears, but they are still in first place for now. We'll see how much further they can go. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 getting pushed aside. Alliance want to be
That
in the
was crazy,
conversation
guys.
again.
And moving through on this side, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 now officially down to 1 player. It's sort of where you just hope for the commits here from the teams a little bit more. But again, I think that this is the one instance where I can sort of excuse it, where they do just want the high value play. They went for the 3-1. It's not bad. They just lose the fight.
𝐸𝐸𝐸 wants to clear this one out. A scrap in the prison yard is still going. It's the lawman to stand for Influence Rage. Trying to keep all the prisoners in check. Gets a
man, Influence Rage.
as well in the meantime.
Man, get some go, bro.
Proving to be troublesome, taking down his 2 teammates there. The next zone closes a dead central blank. I think it's just up on the high ground ridge lines, if I'm not mistaken.
Crazy.
It is pretty close though. The little evil severance on that circle. And there's 2 fights that matter. The top and the bottom. Influence Rage getting far into this match is huge. And in a circle. Sneaky. IQ spotted. I think that's 𝐞𝐸𝐸. Yeah, he's done for. No, hang on a minute. It's Alliance from the high ground.
Man, what the hell?
For 33Z, basically he needs a top 3. It'd be hard to do though, especially when his position is
GG's
getting
Weibo,
pushed
bro.
in. And he's down now, so Weibo go out in 6, so not a whole lot of placement points found.
Man, game, bro, crazy games, man.
𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸 though, 10 elims.
Now, this is the chance for Arc and Influence Rage. This is the time for them to take a win like this. Influence Rage and Hack. Oh, Hack is off. No way. Influence Rage is off too. No way. Now, Alliance is going to win this one, bro.
Try and hide underneath this one. There's a potential for it to actually
Perfect nade.
with the overhang. Alliance are getting pushed aside now. In 3rd place, they'll get
Nah, there's no way, bro. Alliance down. Nah.
Bid for freedom. This was the last game that teams had a chance to make it up, and maybe Alliance have done enough. 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸
Nah, Geek. Oh, dead.
Is it central for them? No, I don't think so. 𝐞𝐸𝐸 maybe looking to deny the points, but for 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸, I mean, it is still too little too late, right?
Right? Yeah,
Right?
maybe. I don't think I personally don't think 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸 is getting another big game. Personally. 𝐷𝐴𝐸𝐸 should be going down next.
Man, bro, these people doesn't need the point, honestly. Because they can't make it to the top 1 already, bro.
To work with. They're trying to isolate the
They
angle.
can't make it to the top.
I think it's tough.
He's going down. Oh!
Step out of the blue spot, taking damage. The first on the drop. They're going.
No way! Why? Why?
They had the center of the circle. Blank.
Why?
𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸 lemming themselves off the edge.
Why did they do that?
And 𝐞𝐸𝐸𝐸, I mean, they're all
Why?
fouls. They sent it into the prison early. Blank.
Why will you do that? You guys have the freaking zone.
Coming out for 𝐞𝐸𝐸.
Why will you do
Why
that?
did they do that? This is the team that took down Weibo, by the way. Who do they think they are? Stop
Why would they do that?
misbehaving. 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸, I mean, hang your head.
All of them just calm down. Why?
You should be unhappy with that.
Tell me why would they go down? What the freaking hell?
Definitely something.
They don't even know the point normally. They don't need the point, bro.
Respects to that.
God damn it.
That was, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. There's been so many weird maneuvers for our last chance. I'm more in my mind. Well played, 𝐞𝐸𝐸𝐸. Incredible shots from the UMP. Well done.
I mean, crazy. 𝐞𝐸𝐸𝐸 went in early to the prison. They never had to leave. They were able to take a chicken dinner. I don't even know. Desk, tell me something that to keep me sane.
What's going on here, guys? What is going on here? First of all, prison finish. Awesome. Now, 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸𝐸, I saw this play. All right, I was like, all right, cool. They get Kevin. Maybe they jump down, try to get the last elimination. And then we just saw them fly off the top rope and 2nd place finish. When I saw that, I was like, all right, 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸𝐸, they just had a pop-off game. They're feeling good. They're just doing this for the memes at this point. But then I saw the player cams with all their heads down in disappointment. So it looked like this was not intentional at all.
Why would you do this? Oh no! I can't do anything but laugh at play like that. It's just so. 𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸𝐸. You know what? I give you an award for the throw of the decade.
No!
Not the year, the decade. That is how big a throw we just witnessed. But you know what? It's really good 𝐷𝐴𝐸𝐸𝐸 able to use a bit of that ridge that was digging inside the terrain, right? So actually put him a little bit closer to the center of the circle. But I can tell you, I cannot wait for the Pin Pundri edit on YouTube. That is going to be memed to oblivion. That is going to be great.
Max, okay, so if I put my analyst cap on, right, this is just another classic example of why you don't push one by one. If you're gonna jump off the cliff to try and get the one dude, at least do it as a trio. Why are we going one by? Oh my god, it just so many notes, so much anger, madness, all of it. Jukes.
I had so many notes for this game. I'm not gonna lie, with a finish like that, I forgot everything I was gonna talk about.
Yes!
I'm like, what happened?
Oh, no, nothing else matters.
Talk about this. I know this is fun to look at because Loops, pretty sure that was a targeted play. They know this is 𝐼𝐸𝐸 playing Crazy, trying to chase them down because 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸, of course, top contender currently for the top 2 ranks in the grand finals. But 𝐸𝐸𝐸, I think they were just looking to third party and get some prelims, and actually they were able to do just that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point, Max. I think 𝐸𝐸𝐸 were just looking for a cheeky third party that worked out for them, and that they were really respectful against Loops actually to just move into circle instead rather than trying to hold out fight, because the crates get so sticky. I mean, you could be there for half the game if you're not careful, Jake. So I don't mind that play from them. But for me, 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸, maybe time to find a new drop spot for this last Erangel, because 2 out of 2 Erangels so far have been hot drop dogs.
It's about time, though. It's about time we see teams get targeted here, because why not? If you're really trying to make something happen, you gotta shut down the top squads. I don't necessarily fully agree on that 𝐸𝐸𝐸, you know, we're being respectful of Loops. We'll talk about that later as we get to this end game, because Prison Circle here towards the end, 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 looked in such control and then lose it out right there towards the finish, Max.
They were in full control, 𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸, exactly, until they said, how about we start playing split and play bad, and they did do just that. It was very unfortunate. Oh, that nade, didn't even see it through the open roof in Prison itself. It's so fun to see a Prison finish. You don't see it very often, and the layout of this area is so different compared to anything else Erangel has to offer, so I really love it. But yeah, I mean, GG. I was going to say 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸, but no, they didn't win it. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, that's how I still can't believe that happened here.
Guys, like this one, guys.
Rotations, and we're going to be able to see that, as always, 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 going Severny, northern rotation, and able to make it towards the late game.
That's really interesting that they're in Severny, actually, because we're going to see this massive rotation. They go all the way down to 𝐸𝐸𝐸 Power in this next zone, right? They go all the way down here. You'll see them move now. They were right next to Inner Circle, I think it was, who also...
Yo, visible, now.
They go right up to 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. Really quick rotation coming through from them. You see, gosh, 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸 have another big rotation. I mean, that just goes to show you how crazy this zone is, right? Because no one was expecting it to go here, so you've got teams going, okay, we got to pull something out of the bag here. We got to go right the way around. But Max, it's this final zone here. I really loved how WBG were playing this. 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 had a fantastic... I love this split coming in from them, right? Just to hold off the teams on the south side. And then they got cocky. They went, hey, we're going to push 3 onto 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸 and lose and completely ruin the game. And that sounds like the best plan going forward.
It's so odd because they go from the split you're talking about, the southern one, such a good split, a respectful split. They play it very well against those southern teams. And then they go for a very ego-driven split. They're like, oh yeah, we can afford to go for this 3-1 split, but you got a very nadeable dip, and 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 instantly punish that. But they get punished after that, 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, because of that fall off the cliff. So yeah, 20 points still good up to 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. Very good control on the outskirts of Prison itself, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 get 19.
When are you traveling?
I wonder how...
Invisible,
what the hell
bro. I thought I told you guys. Well, maybe I'll make a video. I'll just tell people. I don't want to talk about it, bro.
I almost want to say,
man, I don't even know, Jari.
Yeah, it was.
We didn't get the visa.
Taking a page out of their own book.
We have been struggling for the visa. We have been applying, doing a lot of things. Everything is already said, but the visa is a problem. The visa is a problem.
1 point on the
Thailand visa is a problem. Like, honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah, true. I mean, I'm looking at 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸 too, getting 1 point. So Inner Circle, 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸,
I don't know what to do about it.
Them his goals, as you said, like also losing a little bit of momentum after that initial day in the last chance stage. So quite unfortunate. SAFG though, GG, our MVP, the last survivor of 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 of the entire game. In fact, I really cannot wait for the meme. Sorry, I know we should be analyzing and stuff, but you just know there's so much potential there, 𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸, so much.
It's so crazy because when I saw that play, I was like, oh, they realized that we're not making it. Let's just jump and have fun. But oh, 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, yeah, 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸 to the top.
I I know Weibo will be at the top.
85 total points.
I
That
know.
consistency. They're putting up points.
I know
like
Weibo will
crazy
be
here. So they're set up really good going into the rest of the day, Max man. And with 85 points, that's going to feel pretty comfortable.
They're playing the top 4 musical chairs right now. They're just like, I'm first, no, you're second, I'm third, you're fourth, I'm first, I'm second. It keeps intertwining and changing between these 4 teams.
So now the problem will be fake with that guy.
Gap created Niptura, but of 9 points between Flash and Influence Rage.
Yeah, really, really good to see. I can't wait for our last 𝐼𝐸𝐞𝐸. I think it's going to shake things up a lot.
It definitely is, guys. Guys, get your drinks, get your popcorn ready. We got the rest of the last chance coming up right after this short break.
Guys, like the stream, guys. Guys, the last Ranger for today, bro. Let's do this. Let's go. Man, who's gonna win this one, guys? Who's gonna win this one? Who's gonna win this one? right, guys. Let's go. The next match is about to
3
begin,
matches remain until we find out the final 2 teams that are going to be joining the rest of the squads in grand finals of the 2025 PMGC. I'm joined by Diego from Inference Ridge. Your squad, with just 3 matches remaining, you're only 14 points away from top 2. Going into the next 3 matches, what can this team do to just make sure you do enough to get in the top 2?
Então, indo para essas últimas 3 partidas, vocês estão ali com 14 pontos de diferença para o segundo lugar. E o que vocês vão adotar para essas últimas partidas? Questão de estratégia?
Acho que não tem muito que mudar de estratégia, só ajeitar nossa teamfight, porque pecamos em 2 quedas sobre teamfight. Porém, é continuar fazendo nosso jogo com uma boa mentalidade e é isso. Foco em passar para a grande final.
We're gonna maintain the same strategy, but we're gonna try to get more team fights, be better in the team fights. I think that's what sliding us down a little bit is the team fights, but we're gonna be strong for the next 3 games.
Eliminations and I guess timing is the major factor for it, and something to keep out that I want to let the audience know has to do those teams that got absolutely nothing to lose. You already got J&G gatekeeping teams on the bridge in Erangel, and the squad from Falcons was telling me we might see the biggest comeback ever because that team is playing like they got nothing to lose. Let's see what they can do in the final 3 matches.
Guys, like this thing, guys.
That's right. Nothing to lose, man. There's a lot of teams here that need to pull something out big if they want to make it into that top 2. Now, looking at the leaderboards, guys, we got quite a few squads that are in that 50-point range, right? And we'll talk about that in a second because we got to give some love, of course, to the 𝐿𝐼𝐸𝐻 GT30 series, the official gaming phone of PMGC 2025. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory, empowering every gamer to hashtag be the one and outplay the rest on the global stage. So big thank you to 𝐿𝐼𝐸𝐻. We got the last 3 games to go, last Erangel, Max. So actually, I got a question for both of y'all, right? I would like both of you guys to pick a 50-point team, all right? Which team do you feel has the potential to make that push back towards the top 2, right? And what do they need to do in order to get there? Max, I'll start with you.
Oh, I'm going to go Wolves Esports. I think the Wolves Esports have been looking really good in the past. Not the best day for them, unfortunately. The main issue we saw on Erangel is not going for these big game-winning positions, just trying to survive, and unfortunately kind of shuts down their later stage potential to rotate. And in this case, 𝐼𝐸𝐸 kind of did what I was hoping Wolves would do that previous game, which is just leave that western cliff because he was going east of prison, and unfortunately they don't do that and they get caught in the midst of that rotation. So I think Wolves can make it if they do that one adaptation in their next 3 matches of the day.
Oh, that's interesting. I think they need to up that aggression.
No.
I don't know. I see them getting
Same.
positions and they're just not hitting those fights. What do you think, 𝐿𝐼𝐸𝐻?
No, I kind of agree with both of you. I really like the macro that we're seeing. I like that we're seeing them further into the game as well. We're seeing them more often in the late game, but I do agree the aggression just isn't there for me, particularly in this game, right? We were talking about they just made a full send play to the shack, and it's not very aggressive. It's kind of desperate. I'd like to see more of that thought process being put into those micro movements, into the aggression. So for me, yeah, Wolves could definitely do it if they make those changes. So I kind of agree with both of you on that front. For me, though, if I had to pick a team, I'm going to go with the Burmese Ghouls because for me, they've been such a great team. They've been such a confident team like we've been talking about, right? We saw such a different side to them yesterday, but today they've been so quiet. It's like they're in the gauntlet or the group stage rather all over again. Like it's like day 1 for them, and I really hope that we can see them come back and come back stronger the way we've seen them before, because when they play like they did yesterday, they're a really good team, but they're just not being the team that we saw yesterday today, and I need to see that from them again.
I fully agree. I think all that confidence we've seen them build up throughout the course of this PMGC 2025 season has just kind of fizzled out today. It's very odd to see. We're not seeing that confidence anymore in these games, and they could still bring it back. There's some hope there, but unfortunately, when you lose that steam, the Burmese Ghouls don't stand up to me as a squad that, on a dime, they can instantly get back in the zone and get back in the mood. So I feel like they lost the steam here, 𝐿𝐼𝐸𝐻, and I don't think they're going to get it back. I know it's a bit brutal, but I just don't see it happening currently with what we've seen on a bigger scale of this squad.
And these, I'm looking at those last two Miramars with dread, because it's going to be so difficult for a lot of these squads. I think a lot of them are going to realize that it's over at this point, right? With all these 50-point teams, they need to win this Aaron Gale. And honestly, they don't need that. They also need to find a way to stop Weibo from getting any more points. We saw some targeting in the last match with Loops. Do you think we're going to see it again here, Max?
Well, I think we could. I think Loops are hungry to initiate that ascent in the top 2, and they're going to try and secure that position. Maybe this game, depending on how things go, they could definitely make it happen. They're currently in 6th position, 57 points. One banger chicken dinner, Hot Jukes, and maybe we could see another America's team here make a push towards that top position.
Well, we heard Seven say the Falcons were looking to make a historic run. They're going to have to stop one of the top teams as well. Let's see what happens. Will these teams take fate into their own hands? Final Aaron Gale of the day. Max, let's see what happens here.
Man, the nerves are getting to people now. 𝐿𝐸𝐞𝐿 would throw themselves
last
from the top
Aaron
of the
for
cliff
today.
and crash down at the feet of 𝐸𝐸𝐸. Two teams who, frankly, don't really have a chance to jump up towards the top spots. So those final moments, not inconsequential, but certainly aren't going to affect those top 2 spots right now. Weibo able to establish a little bit of a lead, but again, it seems like maybe it's getting to them too.
It's only a small amount of a lead. I think that the 3-1 split was not bad. I think I would have preferred the 4-man push there. But again, they were trying to account for so many scenarios where potentially Alliance pushes out. I think if they knew it was Alliance, they probably would have gone for the 4-man push, because they would have realized Alliance is unlikely to push that. I think Alliance is a bit more of a passive team. But again, it's what you do now that really counts. But I think for Weibo, it was okay. It was okay. It was just they got outplayed. Realistically, they did just get outplayed on that northern edge by 9Z. It looked close. It did look close.
Thanks for joining, guys.
In the meantime, nice playing path from the west to the east on Pubg. We're going to have a stage report soon from 7, catching up with some of our players, or just going over how the day's gone and what he's been observing.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. Probably not wanting, 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 definitely not wanting to talk to him after that game. They will have pushed him out of their booth as fast as they can. Weibo, of course, had a little bit more of an option. A little bit more of a chance potentially. But they again threw themselves at 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸. I suppose 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 were like, well, you know what? You know, fair enough. Like, we got these points because, you know, Weibo basically allowed us to have them, right? So it's only fair that we donate them back to the lobby. So they weren't losing their points so much as giving the points that they've been given forwards. And, you know, if it isn't the season of giving, then I don't know what that was about. Because, yeah, absolutely crazy. 𝐸𝐸𝐸, though, they're hoping that they could do it again.
𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸, they switch away from the western side. They're going to drop over towards Pubg this time around, go for the Pubg splits. So 2 players in Pubg will play down towards Prison, and then another player towards Mansion side to get away from all the action that's been occurring on that northwest edge, which I think is completely fair to those guys, all things considered. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 in their hovercraft, moving over towards Sosnovka to start in Novoropnoye nice and early. Also grabbing hovercraft, very useful for them, at least in this early game, and get it towards the late game even better.
At the moment, a tiebreaker for 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 on that bubble. 2nd place, but only just by the skin of their teeth. A lot of teams left to go. We're heading over to the stage. 7 has the report. He's got the lowdown. He's got the goods. Let's see what he's found out.
Welcome to a quick report with the 7WG. I heard that that's wondering what happened between 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 and Loops. Wondering if 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 was maybe hot dropping them, or if Loops was hot dropping them. It turned out to be just something with the rotations that they were doing. Those teams are going to be looking to make sure they don't end up with the same rotation once again.
There we go. A little bit of info on the team's rotations there coming through from 7. Fantastic stuff. Getting that lowdown. The inside scoop. Going on through. Beautiful stuff. Maybe more context, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, context is always nice, and I mean, it does make sense here. With 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 moving over towards that eastern side, they have definitely ensured that that doesn't happen again, purely because they're nowhere near Loops. here in the future. Loops didn't really change all that much, to be honest. I think it's more an alter ego here to make that change, which is fair enough. For Loops, they can keep barreling it down in South George. For alter ego, it makes all the more of a difference considering they are in that top 2 right now. I wouldn't personally want to leave it up to chance, and neither does alter ego. But the circle does head over towards our western side. It cuts in a little bit of 𝐷𝐶𝑠𝑁𝑜𝑉𝐾. There's always that world where it could head down there. Highly doubt it, though. In the meantime, most teams will be preparing for a Fields finish or over towards Quarry side in Primorsk. You're getting a lot of these wide splits in areas where it's sort of feasible to do so. There's a lot of little compounds here and there that are available to be picked up that you can sit in and at least have some oversight of what happens around you in the circle. Getting that scouting done early, very important. Curious to see how Inner Circle deals with this. Because 𝐞𝐥𝐸 are on their eastern side now. They are not alone in 𝐷𝐶𝑠𝑁𝑜𝑉𝐾. See how quickly 𝐞𝐥𝐸 does want to leave if they want to gatekeep on that side. Inner Circle, honestly, I am curious. I don't know what they're going to go for.
It's always a gamble. It's always a risk. They're on 54 points now, blank. And I said maybe it wasn't super consequential, but actually, you know, maybe they can do it, you know? Maybe 𝐞𝐥𝐸 can make it in. It's very unlikely.
There's been a lot of teams really pushing for points. I think that you're right that 𝐞𝐥𝐸 could do it, but to think that if you asked any one of us here on the broadcast if we think 𝐞𝐥𝐸 is going to be in top 2, I think we'd say no. Regardless, they're giving it a good shot, giving it a good go. 𝐸𝐸 finding shots over towards 𝐺enji, who are down the southwest side, helping out, honestly, Inner Circle, who probably could make that rotate now that they've lost 3 players. But that would require Inner Circle to... There's a lot of mind games here, because now Inner Circle will have to be very brazen and make the Western Bridge crossing again. But this time it is easier, but they don't know that.
I mean, that is true. Potentially a little bit more, a little bit softer. Looking at the record so far today, the first 2 matches, right? It feels like more than 2 matches, to be honest. I feel like I've aged about 5 years after watching those last 2 matches. But 𝐞𝐥𝐸, they're feeling pretty youthful right now because they got 3rd place and 12 elims, followed by obviously the chicken dinner that we saw, and they got 9 elims for it. This is a massive, massive climb for them, right? The question is rate and consistency here, and 𝐞𝐥𝐸 haven't really shown that before, and we're hoping they'll be able to do so here. And speaking of consistency, alter ego looking to try and stay consistent up in the top spots, because right now they're right next door to Team Flash. They want to do their best to keep them at bay. So we see 𝐺enji losing players there as they go on the replays.
I think that we also have to consider that we've had some pretty weirdo circles today, where it's not always super determined where and who's going to come out on top there. Does require you to have some very high skill. I think a lot of our strong teams have made it towards those end circles regardless, because they have good rotates, they're able to fight out this position as well. Alter ego very close to the Flash now. Rosemary steps out. That should be a knock, and it is.
Ooh, very quick on the flash as well, looking for that shutdown immediately. Doesn't quite get it, but the bleed out ticks down, and that will do the job, do the task. Supermassive across the way. The spray is good. Either way, it goes to the alter ego tally. And they are now distinctly in 2nd place. It's not a tiebreaker anymore, blank, by 1 point against Inner Circle, who have yet to leave the military island.
Yeah, sorry, I was taken aback. It was like showing Rosemary, it was just a completely different dude on our screen. I was like, I don't think that's what Rosemary looks like. But yeah, we are getting our 2nd circle on board now, which does head over towards Pachinki. Falcons, do your best, do your worst.
They're already 2-2 split. Look at that big split right now, a kilometer between them, and they're going to want to regroup onto these hills, or at least figure something out, because that is a nasty rotate needed for them. They flexed out, trying to head to their bets again. 𝐞𝐥𝐸, they're leaving. They're on the hovercraft fleet, and they've actually got quite a few going on. I think there was at least 2, probably 3, moving across, and 𝐞𝐥𝐸 can transition as a little bit of a bulldozer into the south side of the circle, potentially. Maybe coming into conflict with the Boars. Falcons have the roll-up sent their way, and 𝐼𝐸𝐸 here to play. Papra Supermassive as well are stepping to. Redox burns the door frame. 𝐞𝐤𝐯 doesn't connect. Will finally land the spray down. It felt like one of those shots should have done it, but 𝐞𝐤𝐯 gets knocked to the burn, and he's not down just yet. Alva, now the last to stand. All of a sudden, it's the Burmese Ghouls to play too.
3 down here. They get 1. Opens the door, crawls inside. I'll talk about it later, but I think for 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸, that is, they do need a big old reset on this one. Redox is out. Should be able to get the rest of the reses through fairly safely. That is a lot of teams in Pochinki. That's a lot of teams that all decided right now is the time to be in Pochinki. For the Falcons, oh man, I wish they'd regrouped earlier. And also, I think the Falcons too, they do this annoying thing on a Pochinki finish like this, or like at least a initial Pochinki zone. They'll play on like the western edge of Pochinki rather than just playing inside of it. Yeah. Oh well.
Might not even have that opportunity this time. Kind of on the lock-in right now. They have managed to put 3 players on that western edge, but the center area a little bit more dangerous. You don't quite have the info with Redox going down. You assume it's going to be a little bit packed in there. 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸 for Papra Supermassive. They crashed in similar time to 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸. Didn't want a third party on that north side. Might have been a real soft target for them, but with Burmese Ghouls there as well chiming in, maybe too dangerous for Papra Supermassive's liking. They will play this east border of Pochinki instead, playing in the Storm Drain and seeing what they can find. That wasn't the knock there. That's 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 going down though to Glory. Nearly getting across, will be there, and there's the rescue, the pickup. Tron-B able to find Glory 22 as well. So that will slow Arc Red from going on in. The res on 𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 needs to come in now.
Tron-B, good shots from him to recover that for Papra Supermassive. It's a lot of teams in Pochinki. It's kind of weird the way the circles are panning out here in Last Chance. I was like, we're going for the big play. We don't want to play edge. We want center. We want big point, please.
Oh yeah, give them big point. See what they can do. 𝐸𝐸𝐸, they're going back and forth with Boars right now, but the Boars are still as 4. That bleed out though, it's looking pretty deadly. The circle does keep Pochinki in blank, but the West Hills may be a little bit more favorable. I'm looking at inner circle right now, and they are in a circle for sure. And they may just be quitting for this match. If they could get a big game from this position, I'd be interested to see what 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 are going to do in response.
Yeah, I think that Weibo is actually one of the few teams that's actually sticking to their guns here coming into the final day, which I like, right? You know, it didn't quite work out on that last game, so we got quite a few points off the back of it and are in first place. But yeah, I think they're the one team that, one of the couple teams that are just like, you know what, we're going to play our game. We're going to play edge. We're going to take these micro splits now and again, and then just go for our rotations, go for sweeps. Whereas there's a lot of teams that have all, like I said, just decided we want center, we want a huge game, and that is really hurting them. I think that Weibo and 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐸 and Inner Circle are afforded that chance to play your own game though, because you are so far towards the top side of the lobby, John. You don't have to make up as many points as these other squads in the next 3 matches.
Ooh, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 getting cut down to size by the Boars. I mean, it's not going easy for them, and Nazet is still there. Ragnarok as well, and now Snowick's actually the last
Man,
up.
the boy
Okay,
just
turnaround for 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. They still want it. They are on 2 players alive, blank, but they've got 4 elims. They're in 6th place now. Team Flash circling around, but they only have 3 as well. Potato Hill.
Wow, that's
the focus of
they
it.
can literally make it back up.
Flexed
Probably.
back out this way.
So it's not guaranteed,
The circle
bro.
is all the way out to the west.
It's not guaranteed at all, bro.
Goodness me. I mean, for teams, you're having a sort of a weird time with this one because Pochinki is definitely a focal spot, right? But you also have the fields on the western edge. So if you are an edge team, you are struggling to find a good spot to play. And I think at this point in time, you want to go stealth, right? You want to play out this game until stage 5 without really having to see any other teams too early. Wait until you can start sweeping a little bit more safely. I do think that for Falcons, although yes, that did not go well for them, they lost 1 player right off the rip. I do feel like sort of not entirely their fault, because the amount of teams rotating in towards Pochinki was insane. And I think that makes their rotation back towards Pochinki very strange, right? So there is all these, because everyone's going for...
It's chaotic, it is messy, and the last chance, as we said, is getting to people. 𝐞𝐸𝐸 will be drawn short, so maybe their run is over. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 closing it out, and all the Pochinki teams now feeling pretty chilly as the circle shifts out west side. Blank, Influence Rage, Loop, 90
Just go off, man.
with a chance, but 𝐻𝐻𝐻 up the top.
Guys, like the stream, guys.
That's a killer. That's a killer of a circle. It's completely cutting out Pochinki because it is as hard as it can go over towards the west side. Goodness me. I mean, Lubes probably will have a nice game off the back of this. Influence Rage might be able to regain some momentum here on our last angle. 𝐞𝐸𝐸 finds Ralph and Doran finds 𝐻𝐻𝐻.
Man, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 is there
now. There were one. Pretty unfortunate,
but it is not
approach towards the western side. I don't care at this point.
He's going to step up to the 𝐵𝐵𝐶𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐞 Blank, and I think we know which way you want this fight to go. The nade's already pinballed, and Arvalo's like, nope, okay, you guys stay there. I don't even want the judge. I'm gonna head back into Pochinki. Finish where he started. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 with a
guys, like the stream, guys.
Here, Papra Supermassive trying to find it, but 2 knocks found. Back towards Papra Supermassive. An off angle, maybe a third party coming through, and a knock towards 𝐸𝐸𝐸. No, Rosemary just about stays alive. 𝐞𝐸𝐸𝐸 last standing. They tag the damage. 𝐿𝐴Mikaze is bleeding out. They'll turn their attention to 𝐞𝐸𝐸.
No, why don't you make it?
Will be 𝐸𝐸𝐸 claiming points now. With 3 players alive, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 dashing for the zone, and the 𝐵𝐵𝐶𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐸𝐸 are down the hill to play as well. 𝐿𝐴Mikaze there.
Nice.
Down on the top, so might need a res of 𝐿𝐴Mikaze too.
Yeah, really good shot there. I mean, as much as I back the 𝐵𝐵𝐶𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐸𝐸, I will always have to back the Falcons. As much as I feel like they make mistakes, I've spent so much time casting and covering these players that, yeah, I have to back them. Even though they are down in 13, you know, I do believe there's a future where we see a strong finish in PMGC Grand Finals from the Falcons. It's just not right now. It's just not right now.
2 big fights right now. 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸 taking shots at 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, trying to defend their top spots. They don't want 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 to come with them.
No!
Like a big nade comes through from 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸 over towards 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. They're obliterating the competition. They're flushing them away. There's nothing to do. Inner Circle are falling in the meantime as well. It's just Falak remaining on that south side in the picture-in-picture Blank. Big moves for the teams at the top of the tables, and it's only 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸 to keep it together.
𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸𝐸 is getting 87 point, bro. 80 freaking 7 point.
My goodness me.
Crazy.
What a nade over the top there. That was nutty. Well played to them. Again, they have bided their time. Now they can start to flex out a little bit.
Rosemary is the last guy.
At this point, yes, there have been some mistakes. Yes, there have been some hiccups, but they are clearly playing better than the rest of the squad, the rest of the lobby right now. It's very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Just Rosemary remains after that barrage of the nades from 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐸𝐸. Playing on still in Pochinki, and a wide wrap necessary towards 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. I mean, they've already taken down Inner Circle. We'll see what more they can do here. I don't think Rosemary is going to be long for this one. Maybe a point, maybe an extra one earned, but yes, it's pretty nasty. Out into the open we go, and loops are cut in on their compound.
What's going on?
Rosemary is going to be long for this one. Maybe a point, maybe
guys,
an
like the
extra
stream,
one earned,
guys.
but yes, it's pretty nasty. Out into the open we go, and loops are cut in on their compound, and they're one of the teams that may be able to chase on in. They are quite far behind the bubble now, with 81 points being that second place. Hang on a minute, Rosemary.
Double.
Okay. Nades coming on through. 𝐺𝐺 chiming in as well from the back. Third parties over towards 𝐸𝐸𝐸's position. Hardboy very, very low. Ramsey's now challenging Rosemary on his own. This is a good cook on the nade. Finds it. Not quite long enough there. And he dodges the damage. Rosemary stepping in for the spray as the res is coming through the back line. Rosemary cannot hold his nerve.
They cannot hold that, bro.
𝐺𝐺's be able to shut it down.
They cannot hold that up, bro.
Points now, the target. Influence Rage. But Loops may be on the outside.
𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, though, they made a big change. I haven't really talked about all that much, but these last 2 games, I complained they weren't making enough plays. They are now. They absolutely are now. Up to 5th place with 9 elims on this game. I am super happy to see it happen. I think Easy for Bad Boy is one of the biggest up-and-coming players. He is incredibly talented. But for 𝐸_𝐸, there is a big change in pace, big change in performance. Very happy to see it for this.
Man, what's wrong with the internet, bro? Gee, I'm gonna search for you. What's wrong with the internet?
What a time to turn things around as well. I mean, you're right, they're in 5th place now. 19 points behind the bubble, so not this match probably, but maybe in the future. I mean, if 2nd place keeps dropping like this. 𝐵rMe's making the cross. 𝐲𝐴𝐵O are backfilling on this as well, so they need to make this one fight.
Guys, like the stream, guys.
He's already down. The Wolves are holding strong for now, really not giving any quarter. The Wolves just about in this zone. Means that this building is prime real estate. As Godspeed's fallen, but 𝐻𝐸𝐸 and Unknown are still here. And 𝐲𝐴𝐵O not actually getting fully stuck in. A nade in doesn't quite... Oh, hang on a minute, it's still going.
What is going on with this internet, bro? I'll swear for you. What is this?
Eagle's feet, is he no? No, it's not going to connect. He's around the corner, and now 𝐸𝐸𝐸 starts to strike. 𝐵rMe's should be falling. They will go down and out. 𝐲𝐴𝐵O will get 3 points. Wolves pick up to their 4th elimination as well. And now they have to fend off. It's 𝐲𝐴𝐵O game.
But Wolves is a very clean fight there. No one really lost any HP. 𝐵rMe's were the only ones to fall. 𝐸𝐸's going to make a wrap out to the side. He's a little bit slow.
Bro, what is going on with this internet, bro? Gee.
Might just get to his team before he gets knocked, but doesn't even fall there, which is great news. A little bit of tag on there. Might just get to his team before he gets knocked, but doesn't even fall there, which is great news. A little bit of tag on there from the Wolves up to 4 elims, but it is 𝐸𝐸𝐸 to go down, and it's 𝐿oopz taking some massive shots at distance. You can see that just spraying through the smoke. That's very surprising.
They've got Alliance as well right behind them, so Vinya dedicated.
Guys, like the stream, guys.
𝐲𝐴𝐵O on the far hillside, but they're holding for now. They're all very low. Oh, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 steps forwards. He's doing so much. I don't even know where all those knocks came from, Blank. But
man,
either way,
I don't like, guys. I don't like the
top 2.
I don't like the quality, bro.
𝐸𝐸𝐸, 11 eliminations on the southeast side. Influence Rage with nothing right now.
That was not 𝐸𝐸𝐸's at all.
The top 2 have drawn to a close.
I don't like the sound, bro. I mean, I don't like the quality. What's going on? The quality was dropping so bad.
He was just spraying across. That was incredibly on target. Like I said, it was like playing battleships there for 𝐿oopz. Said it was like playing battleships there for 𝐿oopz. And finally,
can you imagine? It was so boring. I mean, it was so boring, bro.
And because 𝐲𝐴𝐵O doesn't have a big game here, it's still all up for grabs. If they did get a strong game on this match with 𝐷𝐷𝐸𝐸 and Inner Circle out, that could have been them securing their position to the top 1. Very sad. Very, very sad for them.
Nades over 𝐿oopz. They might have sunk a 𝐲𝐴𝐵O ship, but the Alliance trying to roll on in. Ooh, a team nade on the run out. I mean, it's a team molly. And another one. Ooh, Alliance absolutely have this fight in hand right now. 𝐿oopz looking like a different team. But the Wolves, they're moving on in. They're on the hunt. As a pack they go. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 first in, and now Batten and Doran raging on through. 𝐿oopz not going to be able to control it on the back lines. The nades are here though, and the bounce out is going to connect over on towards Doran. The Wolves sent straight into the wall. The Molotovs to burn, and they've used a lot of nades over towards 𝐿oopz. Really not going to go for the resupply. That goes long, but it connects onto Batten. Doran is bleeding, and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 is low. Where's the last player for the Wolves? They send all the way over the circle, and they're getting sent dizzy.
The Wolves go down to 2 players. The Fangs blunted on that push. Nice nade over towards Rattleboy, but just not quite on target. Needs to get through to the other building. 𝐸𝐸𝐸's now sending in, I believe it's a smoke there to try and cover off the door. Alliance also finding a lot of shots here, but the Wolves just can't quite find the value. They might get 1 elim off the back of this.
stepping forwards. They're trying to get this crawlback covered off, so he knows he's going to go for the peak. Jimmy takes the window, moves out to try and control the ground. Healing needing to happen as well. You don't really have time for the res right now. The Wolves are going to hop in. The blue zone is pushing. Jimmy needs to be more on this push, but the Wolves slow down. They allow that one. The sticky on in, looking to try and get that flush. It's going to push them out of the way. He got so low, but he steps forwards. Not sure if he has any more healing to be putting on board, but
guys, like the stream, guys.
It.
Yeah, it's just a disgusting amount of chip damage that the Wolves are taking. I don't even know where it's coming from. In the meantime, Influence Rage chilling on the east side. They are happy as can be. He backs off. The Wolves push slightly further forward. No the sightline's quite on this yet, but you can hear the tags inside the building. Getting close.
Ooh. Ah, that's where they were coming from. Look at 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐿 They've got 4 players here, Blank. They are doing quite a bit. It has to be said from this angle. We'll see what more they can find as Arc Red do go down. They have up on 65 points though, Blank. That is a real jump up from their start of the day. And they too are within striking distance. They were definitely on the list of teams I was counting out, but they've really changed the story. 𝐼𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, they can make up for lost games in that last one. Hopefully putting it back of their mind and not thinking